Hello, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up appointment slots in Google Calendar. So the benefit of doing this is if you know that there's a specific time of day that you can use for check-ins with students, like virtual office hours, meetings with parents. This is especially helpful. I know you middle school teachers all have a pretty common plan time. This could be a time that you all kind of communicate and share with parents if they want to have a meeting with all of you, or if you just want to have one individually instead of just doing a team setting. Or it's even a great time for you to schedule time slots for your administrator to come in after evaluation, after a summative, all of those conversations that happen where you might need to schedule between your two busy lives. So basically, what this does is you set up an appointment slot on your Google Calendar so that whenever you share out the link to that appointment page, people can request slots on that calendar and you determine the hour of availability that you have for those appointments. All right. So to do this, we're going to open Google Calendar like I have right now. And then what we're going to do is I'm actually just going to hide some of these other calendars that we don't need to see at the moment. So it's not nearly as overwhelming and confusing. And what you're going to do is you can just click anywhere on this calendar right now. It doesn't matter where you click because all we just need to happen is this little event window open up. All right. So when the event window opens up, we want to select appointment slots. All right. So if you notice, it kind of took away some of those options I had on my screen. So what I want to schedule this as parent. Right. So this is just a time that a parent could meet with me if I was in the classroom and I wanted to give them that option. All right. So I'm going to pick a different time than 12 a.m. because that is probably less than ideal for parents to be having a meeting with me. So let's just say that my prep during the day is in the early afternoon. This is when mine used to be. So I'll do 1 to 2. Actually, let's just leave it at 2. All right. So you can set the duration for the time slots too. So if you want to have a couple of potential parent meetings during that window of time, they can be 20-minute, 30-minute, or the full hour. It is totally up to you and whatever you would like to set that as. All right. And then just make sure that you've selected the calendar where you want this to be associated with. I usually just leave it as my default calendar, which is the one named after you. If you want additional options here, so this is helpful if you want to add in any type of file that communicates just some things to know for the parents or the students whenever they go and meet with you, or if you have a common note sheet that you usually like to share, you can add any files and additional details and pieces here. All right. And that's just in the description piece, and any type of links that you would like to add. All right. So whenever I am finished there, I can even add the location there so everyone knows when they're going to be meeting with me, or it could even just be a link where they meet with me virtually. Okay. So I'm going to click save. All right. So if you notice here, it has the parent meeting time listed there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is if I edit this event, I can also have this repeat different times during the week. So if I have a prep on alternating days or because of the block schedule or things like that, then I can decide how often I want this to repeat. All right. So let's say every Friday then is when I have this prep time. All right. Where I can meet with these parents. Okay. So once that is set up, it adds this whole little fancy looking button on my calendar, which basically means that there's other meetings that can't be scheduled then, or it's going to give me a notification that there's already a time that I have set up for appointments. Okay. So what I need to do next is I've created this appointment slot on my calendar. The next thing I need to do is share the page with the parents, the students, or whoever I want to have the access to reserve their appointment slot. So show this with students, show this with parents, whoever needs to make an appointment with you. You're not going to give them access to just your Google Calendar. There's actually a page that Google generates that's just your appointment page with the time slots that you've established. Okay, so if I click my event, I'm going to click here where it says go to appointment page for this calendar. All right, so on this example, as you see here, this is the actual URL that I want to be sharing with my students when I click that appointment slot page. It brings up a separate web page, and this is what parents would need to see, students would need to see to schedule a time with you. So if you notice here, I accidentally set this up a little funky to where it goes into 2 days, including a Saturday, which you probably don't want to do, but whatever, it's totally up to you and your options here. And what I would share with my students is this link and my parents, and then they would just click one of these times. And if they select one of these times and add in their details, I would typically instruct the parent to add in maybe their name so that you know who's scheduling it. Then I get a notification onto my calendar event that I get a calendar notification that an event has been added, which goes to my email. And then they also get something added to their Google Calendar as well if they're a Gmail user. Otherwise, you would need to just make sure you send them an email as well. All right, so that is how you can use Google Calendar to schedule appointment slots, whether it's for meeting with your team, your grade level, your department, your administrators, students, or parents. It could be a really helpful option for you to schedule a time to meet when all of you have crazy busy schedules.